Hi, everyone. Welcome. I just heard dishes crashing in the kitchen. So if you heard, I doubt you heard it too, but it makes me giggle. How's everybody doing? Please tell me you're warm. If you are almost anywhere in the United States, it's been crazy weather here. And I live in Tennessee. And did you know they don't own snowplows in Tennessee? There's very few. Hi Donna, hi Laura, hi Diana. So there's very few. So I'm from Ohio, and of course they iced, they had snowplows for everything. And now we're in Tennessee and they don't plow. And so if it snows, like everything shuts down. And we got quite a bit of snow this past week, over the weekend and everything. And so it's been, and then it got icy. And so Gabe's been out of school all week long, like no school. And because they don't, I think they might salt it a little bit, but they don't plow very much. Like maybe they plow the highways, but our neighborhood, like the roads around here, they don't plow. So it's been kind of icy here, and we've been stuck at home, and that doesn't bother me because I'm kind of a homebody. And so we're just staying warm, and I hope you are too. Laura says she's waiting for the snow in Cleveland. Laura, you can have all of it. I don't want any of it. So we've had already too much, so I'm done with it. So what's everybody doing? Diana says they got 8 inches. My friend Andrea here in my town says she got 8 inches. So I'm going to believe her. That's what we got. 8 inches, and it's pure ice. I know ours is too. So I know Laura, that's one of the reasons we moved a little bit further south. So anyway, that's what's going on. So say hi. Let me know if you're here. There's Elizabeth Balmer. Hi, Elizabeth. We have people coming in from both Facebook and YouTube because, as you know, my fantastic technical director, hubby, we finally set up Restream and could not be any more pleased with it. So now we get to stream on both Facebook and YouTube. So I'm glad that we can do that. If you're on YouTube, please don't forget to always like and subscribe. And then that way you can be notified when I go live. And maybe then more people will come watch these videos. And I told you my New Year's resolution for 2024 is to get more content on YouTube. So with the Restream, that helps a lot. So here's what we're doing tonight. There's a new release from Picket Fence Studios. I have to kind of collect my thoughts, so I'm talking while I'm thinking. A new fantastic collection from Picket Fence Studios. And if y'all know, I am on the Picket Fence Studios YouTube team for this year. And so there will be some edited full videos coming from Picket Fence Studios and Everyday Expressions, my YouTube channel. So look for those. And so I'm excited that I'm now on their video team, and I've got the new collection to share with you. So this is not the official formal video, but it's fun to take a look at the new. First of all, look, these are so adorable. And I have to tell you, I'm going to be honest, because I don't normally talk much about something until I've tried it out for a while, and until I'm sure that I like it. And I was on the fence about the paper pouncers, because I'm an ink blender. You know that. I love my ink blending brushes. But here's the deal. There's a time and a card for each of these tools, and you just have to figure out what works best for you. Now, I remember I heard Nicole say she came out with the paper pouncers, and if I'm wrong, I'm sorry if I'm getting this wrong, but I think I remember her saying, in a live or whatever, that she first came out with the paper pouncers several months ago, last year sometime, to help with people who have like arthritis and a hard time, or maybe your hand hurts holding an ink blending brush. And I will say, I'm getting there, right? And so she came out with the paper pouncers because it's a different motion, right? You're pouncing. It is not an ink blending tool. That's what these are for. And that's why you have to understand that just like anything else in the craft room, each tool has its own purpose. So we've got the ink blending brushes. And of course, I was kind of slow to accept the idea of a paper pouncer because this is my normal #1 favorite tool. But I've been using them more lately. And I have to say, did you see me doing this one? First of all, they're color coded. Now she's got 2 sizes. She's got the regular one. And then she's got the, oh, so cute, itty bitty mini one, right? Can you see the difference? Wait a minute. We'll hold them up together. So there's a time and a place for the big one because you want to put a lot of ink at one time. And then the smaller one, which I have to tell you, I started out doing this off camera before we all joined, and I was using my ink blending brushes. And I thought, let's try the paper pouncers because that's what I've been doing lately. And I have to tell you, I was not sure that they would get the ink down in the little tiny confetti sprinkles of the stencil. And look what it did. It did a fantastic job. To get in that little itty bitty spot, I really didn't think anything could get in there the way that an ink blending brush does. And it really did. Now, the only reason I'm going in with the blending brush is because I'm kind of cheap. And you see all that beautiful Catherine Pooler ink. Why not pick it up on the ink blending brush that I'm going to use that coordinates with that color? And now I've loaded my brush, cleaned off my stencil a little bit. So I've pretty much saved that ink on my ink blending brush. And so now I'm going to clean it off. And this is just what I was doing off camera before we all joined. Let me see if I can get my camera to zoom out. It's been kind of, oh, it worked. So this is, just so you know what I'm using, this is from the new release. This is the first time I've used it. I was excited. Sprinkles, layering stencil, and I think there are 5 in here I counted. So I pulled rainbow colors from Catherine Pooler. This is the Date Night ink collection. I just had to pull a couple colors out. Pucker Up, Chiffon, In the Park, Cummerbund, and Serenade. Isn't that a pretty rainbow? Been one of my favorites for a couple years now. Whenever she came out with that one, I love that rainbow. And I thought it would make really cute sprinkles and kind of a little bit of a funkier color combo than the normal rainbow, like primary colors. So, hi Pam, how are you? Look at this. How cute is that sprinkles? And I love those colors. Kind of a fun twist on the rainbow, right? We've got the red, pink, yellow, green, blue, and indigo, right? I think that's really cute. Now, here's what you may not have seen me using because you might not be able to see it. This is something else new. This came out in December. These are the paper palettes. And this is very similar. I know you've seen like sticky mats from other companies. And I too have a stencil mat. I don't have like a sticky mat from another company. This is called a paper palette from Nicole and Picket Fence Studios. And let me see. I've got all the sizes. So this is a big one that you can't really see. Look how sticky it is. Like my inks are sticking to it. It's fantastic. Okay. So this one is the big 8x10 and it sticks right to your desk. And this is a photopolymer. It's basically the same stuff that your photopolymer stamps are made of. So you know how they cling to a block? They will cling to your work surface. And this one, I really like this big one because you can work on it and pretty much do everything. So here's what I did that you didn't see. I used my grid mat that's right behind it. It's clear, just like your stamps. I lined that up. And then what I did was every single stencil I lined up with this line so that I knew I would, and it didn't have to be perfect, obviously. You can see I don't have it lined up perfectly. And look, I mean, nothing moved. It was, and then I put my ink on here and it didn't move. So no hands needed to pounce or ink blend. And it was fantastic. So it, I don't have a glass mat, Wendy. This is just a craft mat. And so but it would stick to a glass mat. I have the Tim Holtz travel glass mat. It would stick to that too. And so there's all different sizes. I have this one. I forget what size it is because of course I don't have it in the packaging. Now, you don't have to keep it obviously in the sleeve that it comes in, but you always want to put it back on the acetate or the hard plastic. It's got a back and it has a protective cover. Right now, of course, I don't have the protective cover on here. And then you want to store them flat. Do not bend them, or like lay them on their side. Lay them flat to store them. They will stain, just like your good photopolymer stamps. They will stain. It doesn't affect, obviously, if you clean it off with water or mild soap and water, or, now this is me saying it, anything that you would normally use to clean your photopolymer stamps that's safe, like your Hero Arts cleaner, or one of your normal photopolymer stamp cleaners. Never use a solvent cleaner on a photopolymer stamp because it will deteriorate it. So it's the same way. You're going to care for it the same way you do your stamps. If it starts to lose some of its stickiness, I would recommend taking it to the sink, just putting a couple drops of mild detergent on it, soap and water, clean it off, and then gently pat it dry with a not a paper towel. You want a microfiber cloth or a anything that does not transfer fibers. Okay. Just like that, and wash it off in the sink. It's going to stain. It won't transfer onto your paper. It's okay. It doesn't hurt anything. Good photopolymer stamps will stain. So, hi, Jenny. I tell you what, I love it. I had not used it. It had been sitting here. So we've got the big one. And then there's, I think this is, let me tell you what size it is. I'll measure it. And now it's going to stick to the other one. This one is 5 by 6. 5 by 6. Okay. I found when I was just putting a 4 by 5.5, there wasn't much room to ink blend off the side. So that's why I've kind of switched to my bigger one, because I know I've got lots and lots of room. And then there's even a slimline one. This one's 4 by 9. You can tell I haven't used this one yet. And I think there might be another one that I'm not sure if there's one more or if that one's it. So anyway, I mean, look, when I peel this up, I mean, you got it. It's really holding it. So it's fantastic. Nothing moved. I left my paper there the whole time. And I will say, I love my stencil mat, but this might now be my new favorite because it sticks so much more, so much better to it. And so it's not going to move. It's more sticky than my stencil mat. And I love my stencil mat, but I've been using this a lot and I really like it. Now be careful, because this is the first time I've used it. So I want to be careful when I pull this up. So I don't really bend my cardstock or anything. So that's what I'm using here. There's a 4 by 4 also. Yes. I have the 4 by 4, but just Elizabeth, if you have smaller things and you're inking them and you just don't want to take up as much room on your desk with this one. And I do know if you buy the whole bundle of them, just once again, everything has a time and a craft, right? Smaller things that maybe you wanted to leave over here and you're going to ink them and then move them over here onto something. That might be why you would use a smaller 4 by 4, right? Smaller stamp sets, things like that. So that was I really liked using that. That was the new Sprinkle 6 by 8 layering stencil set. So obviously 8 inches, you could use this on a slimline card also if you do the 8-inch ones. Lots of times mine are 8.5, but if you're going to cut it down and layer papers, you could use this on a slimline. So that would work really well. So here's what I wanted to talk about. I was just working on that before we all joined. I noticed one thing Kathy was saying is please pray for our friend Kita. If you know Kita, she comes to the Nashville Craft Retreat every year. She's a good friend of ours, and we love her dearly. And Gabe calls her Grandma Tutu because she's from Hawaii, and the word tutu is Polynesian for grandma. So even my Gaby calls her Grandma Tutu because it's grandma, kind of. Since she's not officially his grandma, he kind of, we changed it a little bit. So it's Grandma Tutu. So please pray for her. She had 3 strokes and was in the hospital for a couple of days. And thank goodness she's home. She's feeling better. She's not 100%. It's going to be a little road to recovery. It's not as bad as some strokes are, thank goodness. She has lost, I hope she doesn't mind us talking about it. She's lost a little bit of eyesight, and they're hoping that it will come back, and we need that for her so that she can continue crafting, right? So we love her dearly. Please keep Kita and her family in your prayers. She's home. She's doing a little bit better. So day by day, hopefully she'll be much better. So many prayers for Kita and her family. Thank you, Kathy, for saying that. So here's what I want to talk about today. In the new release for Picket Fence Studios are 2 pretty large dies. We have the Hooray die, and then we have this baking sheet die. And let me pull those out so you can see them. I put the whole collection here in one of my zippered pouches, just to remind y'all that for the Nashville Craft Retreat, don't forget, I was thinking about this. I might go live and talk about some of the kits we used last year to kind of spark interest, because we still have a few seats to fill. We really want to get those filled. So I think if everybody knows all of the amazing stuff they get, people, it might generate a little bit of interest, right? So every workshop, and we had 7 last year, we're having 7 again this year. Catherine Pooler did not want to miss all the fun, and she's so fantastic. We were planning 6, but Catherine sent us you get 2 stamp sets, 2 from Catherine Pooler. So we added a 7th workshop, and we're really excited about it. So thank you, Catherine Pooler. And that's our 7th one. So every workshop comes in a color-coded zip mesh pouch to help keep everything organized. So that worked out really well last year, and everybody loves these zipper mesh pouches. So this one was actually I think the Picket Fence Studios workshop last year was in the light blue color-coded zippered pouch. So I had to put all of our goodies for tonight in there. So here's what we've got, and this is what I have from the release. I don't have everything, but we'll talk about these in a minute. I'm going to use these. I have not used these. I have been foiling lately. These are the Polka Dot Palooza Fabulous Foiling Toner Card Fronts. And if you've used these, they're fantastic. You put them through a laminator or through a meat machine with like some thermo web foil, and they're fantastic. So we've got all these designs. So I'll be using these soon. I have not used them yet. So we've got those. I'm excited about those. Then we've got the Lick the Bowl sentiments that coordinate with all of these fun goodies. Hi, Christy. Hi, Catherine. We have a lot of people on here. I'm so glad you're all here tonight. So the cute sentiments, life is short, lick the bowl. Cookies are always the answer for you on your birthday. I love it when we can pick. There's some going down this way. You could put that on a cute little flag, and there's another one. And then you have longer ones and even longer sentiments, or short little ones, or even smaller long ones, horizontal. So I love that. You have lots of different, hi, Nicole, lots of different choices. And this is really a good sentiment. Great for Valentine's Day, year round. You can use these, any kind of baked goods. How fantastic is that? So that's the Lick the Bowl sentiments. And then I haven't used this one yet either. There are a lot of wreath building stamps that Nicole is creating every month. And this one is the cute cupcakes. This cupcake is just for you. These are little, just so you know, these are really little. So you might not want to like color in Copic. I think pencils would be really good with this, or ink blend and then add a few details with a colored pencil would be a super easy way. I think there's lots of things. You could stamp these and just do ink blending behind it, right? You don't have to do anything, like, don't think you have to do some fine detail in here. Really cute though. This cupcake is just for you. Happy birthday. I like this script right here. And then look at the cute little strawberries and cherries. There are no dies for this. So this is just like a 1-layer kind of card, right? Not lots of dimension or anything. You can use the Altenew wheel with it. I have one. I haven't used it yet. Or any wreath builder stencil. Okay. So here's what we've got. This is the whole point. I've really been thinking about these large focal point dies. And I have to tell you, sometimes I struggle with them. And I kind of thought about it after the release the other day. And I know if I struggle a little bit, then I know some of you are struggling a little bit. And so I really wanted to give you some tips and tricks about how to use these on a card front. So we've got the hooray. I love this. I think it's so cute. Here's the card I created. Cute, right? Because it's got all the little chocolates from the box for you on your birthday. Okay. But look, this is an A2 card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Takes up most of the card. And by the way, this is a new Luxe, I hope I'm saying this right, Luxe glaze from, I think it's called Red Velvet. Let's see. From Nicole and Picket Fence Studios. Let me see if I can find. It might not even be in here because I took pictures and it's so pretty. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Hold on. Excuse my arm. Look how pretty this is. Ooh, wait till you see this. Red velvet cake. Look. Ooh, paper glitz from Picket Fence Studios. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? You know, I've been using these a lot. They're very sticky. So you want to make sure as soon as you use it on a stencil or on your tools, you definitely want to go run it under water and even maybe a little bit of soap to clean it off. Have baby wipes or a wet rag at hand to wipe down anything because it's very, very sticky, but it is stunning. So all I did was I put that on a solid panel and then I die cut it out, and look how pretty that is. Red velvet glitz, paper glitz on that hooray. So I created chocolates, and then that takes up the whole front of, oh, I see everybody's chatting about the weather and stuff. The front of the card. So there's that one. And, you know, I like this card a lot. I was really excited. I love the chocolates I did on it. But even, and then I used a background. I think that's a quilt die from Picket Fence Studios. I thought it still needed something. What did it need? So I was looking at it. And we're going to get back to it. Okay. So there's that one. And then this is the very first set that I chose. It's a scene building set. It's huge. And it's called Cookie Making Die Set. Okay. You get all these little pieces, the bits and pieces to then create this whole thing. And it comes with a large baking sheet die. Okay. So here's the thing. Once again, another large die. And I'll show you what it looks like on a card. Here's the card I created. You may have seen this. There's an Instagram hop that was going on last week. The release was on Sunday, on the 14th. And here's the card I created. Obviously, this is an A2 size card, large die. It's sticking off the side of the card because I wanted to turn it. So it's really large, right? Now, I like this card. I like it a lot. And one of my favorite things is, think a little bit like about baking, like parchment paper. I added acetate, and I have to tell you, at first I didn't use it, and of course, silver cardstock, matte silver cardstock. I love the way this baking sheet looks on that matte cardstock. And then I used acetate, or not acetate, vellum, to make it look like parchment paper behind my cookies. Okay. Really cute, right? And then to just kind of focus your eye a little bit more, I created a panel behind it, a red one, but that's an A2 size card. So this is a large die. Let me measure it. I'll tell you how big it is. So the Hooray takes up like almost the entire A2 size card, right? Now I'm not even going from the edge of this handle. From right here to this edge, it's 4.5 by 3.5, okay, inches. So it's big, right? So I like this card. Now here's what happened. This was red. I stamped it red, inked it red, and then I used glossy accents. And you know, sometimes glossy accents will react with a highly water-based ink like Catherine Pooler's, and it kind of fades it and changed the color. And then it ran a little bit. Wasn't thrilled with how that came out, but I like my card, right? It's cute. So here's the deal. I really started thinking about sometimes large dies can be intimidating, right? You think, oh, good, it's going to take up the whole card easy. Not always. So I've told you, I kind of, when I find another card by another card maker that is fantastic, I'll study it. If it really catches my eye and I think, what is it that I really, really like about that card? I study it so that then I can apply it to my card making. And I asked my friend Brenda, who is also on the Picket Fence Studios team. I love her, and she makes beautiful cards. And she's also coming to the Nashville Craft Retreat with our friend Carol. If you were there last year, they're both attending again this year. So I'm so excited. But here's the deal. Brenda made, now the paper, my printer did not print it off as pretty as it is, because this card, I could not stop looking at it. So I asked Brenda if she would mind if I could share it with you, and we can talk about why I think this card is just about perfect. So I'm going to zoom in. Here's what I like. And by the way, there's Brenda's name. I might need to rewrite this so you can really see it. She's at My Paper Cut Creations on Instagram, on Facebook. Please follow her. If you're on Instagram, follow her, look for her if you don't follow her, because she was kind enough to let me use her card as an example of the things we should be doing on a fantastic card. So here's the deal. She took this die, and I love this idea. And honestly, I was like, why didn't I think of that? Because sometimes we just get in our head and we don't sometimes think about the things that we know work. So if we were talking about this as a sketch, what she did was she took the very large die and she offset it off the side of her card like that. So you would only see this much of it. Does that make sense? I love that. Still takes up quite a bit of the card front, right? But she, instead of like trying to figure out how you want this to go, because this printed out almost, let's see, the exact size of, it's just printed a little bit bigger than a normal A2 size card. Instead of trying to figure out how to get this on a card, look, it's okay to do it so that only part of it is on or half of it's on. Think about if you had a big wreath at Christmas time, and there were a couple that I had, it actually looks very good. You don't have to fit the whole wreath on the front of a card. Have it hanging off to the side. And she even turned her baking sheet a little bit for interest, like this, and she put it part way off. Love that. So it's not taking up the entire card. Okay. So that alone, think of a sketch. If we were going to use this as a sketch for a card, and I am not a great drawer, and I'm going quickly. Here's this. Think of it going like this, part way off, and it could even be a little bit crooked. And then she's got these icing bags. And here's why this really, really works. This is what's good. You know, you've heard me talk about concepts of art, design elements that really are pleasing to the eye. Literally, she's kind of creating a target. And we read left to right. Most people in the world read left to right. So it's pleasing normally to us to have things come left to right. And it creates movement across your card. So she's got this icing bag that is going from the top left, and it's pointing your eye in the direction that it wants you to look. Literally, she's kind of created a bullseye, but it's going to aim down this way, left to right, top to bottom. Is fantastic movement on a card. So she's got this one, and then she's even got another one. If you missed this one, it's saying, hey, look here again, right? It's still focusing on the same place, so your eye knows where to look, and then it's going to move across the page. She's got symmetrical cookies. Not that they have to be symmetrical, but, and look, you've got 1, 2, 3 of the same, 1, 2, 3 of the same. We know that's pleasing to the eye. And then she's got this sentiment that's right here along the bottom, and we're going to read that one left to right. So our eye moves this way, right? And then the sentiment is just a little bit wonky from the, or actually this is straight across, and then the cookie sheet kind of angled up a little bit. So she's got a design element here and a design element here. And then her sentiment went like this. So if we were doing a sketch of this card, right, that's what we would do. And then she did make it symmetrical with these cookies, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The other thing I really like also, that's what I was going to say, Elizabeth. I wish, you know, I love my white gel pen. I've been using it a lot lately. I wish that I had used the white gel pen instead of my glossy accents, because the glossy accents pulled the color from the red color and made it kind of a weird orange. So I wish that I had thought about using my white gel pen to give the same effect or kind of look without the glossy accents. So fantastic card. So I told you, when I find a great card, I really study it. And I think what is good about this card that then I can take those tips and use them in my own cards. And so thank you, Brenda, for letting us use that, because I couldn't stop thinking about this card. I just thought it was fantastic. Here's one other thing that I want to say about it. It also really works with all these design elements going on because it's monochromatic. She used all pinks and reds. White doesn't count because that's the neutral background. And then she did use like a tan, but a tan is a neutral. It doesn't really count as a color. It's a neutral. So I consider this a monochromatic card. Pinks, light pinks, reds, all the same kind of color family with a couple of neutrals thrown in, the tan. You're never going to go wrong. So, I mean, just so many good things. So thank you, Brenda, for letting me talk about this fantastic card. Okay, so those are the things that I actually wish, even though I like this card and I think it's great, it works. It's fine if I'm going to hand deliver it to a person. If you're going to send it, I really like the look of it hanging off the card like that. Then you don't have to worry about it. You know, you're going to cut it off and you're going to be able to send it in an envelope. Fantastic layout, design, color, everything. Like, I love this card that Brenda created. Thank you, my friend. So let's talk about this one now. So that's one tip for using that large die. Let's talk about using this large Hooray die. Here's my card again. I like it. I really like it because I love the chocolates. So here's the thing. You can take these pieces and make them cookies that have frosting, or you can turn them into chocolate. And I love the chocolate. I made it light chocolate with dark chocolate. And I love the different, they really do look like chocolates from a box. There's all these different sizes, round ones, square ones. Then you can use all these to look like the chocolate on top. Even I created some white chocolate light chocolate, dark chocolate, and then can you see the little, I used the little scalloped ones I cut out vellum. I colored the back side with ink and dried it so it would look like the little tissue paper, little cups that chocolate sits in the box. So it's not opaque, which you could do that with the cardstock, but I used vellum and colored it so it would give the illusion of those little paper cups that the chocolates sit in the box. So I really like the chocolates. Like, that was my favorite. But here's what I wish I would have done with Hooray. And here's what we're going to do. I am going to, let me think, what do I want to do? I'm going to die cut this out first, and then we're going to ink blend. Actually, no, we're going to ink blend first because that's what I'm most comfortable with. So now, if we cut it out first, you could use your paper pouncers. It'd be super easy. And I will tell you, if you use something like oxides, then it would give you a little bit more wiggle time to really blend it together. Because, paper pouncers, once again, it's a different tool. You're pouncing the ink on. It doesn't blend as easily. You can get it to do it once you have enough ink on there. But because I'm most comfortable in just creating a panel and then die cutting it, that's what I'm going to do. So let me get a piece of cardstock. And this is an A2 panel, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you can see it's going to cut right like that. Okay. So I'm going to ink this up. I'm going to put it on my paper palette. And I'm going to add in all the colors actually. And since we use this for the background, I'm going to create the rainbow, solid rainbow on my Hooray. And let's see how that looks. Okay. First, I'm going to use Pucker Up, and I'm going to go, trying to think. Let's go this way. So we'll get a full effect that way, and we'll see how we like it. Okay. So this is Pucker Up. I did re-ink my ink pad before we came on. I'm going to start off and go on. And I want to see where my Hooray is going to go, so I make sure that I need to come in just a little bit more. And you always get a little bit of fade back with your ink, so I'm making it a little bit brighter. I really want it to stand out from the background, so I want it to be bright. This is Do-Si Do. It's a really fun pink color. I hope it doesn't need to be re-inked. I'm actually going to, let's use a different blending brush. Look how easy it is. That mat just holds that perfectly. Do-Si Do is a lot lighter than Pucker Up, so I might need to re-ink the ink pad. I haven't used it in a while. Really like the color of pink of Do-Si Do. It's definitely a little bit of a shade different than if you have Catherine Puller inks, like the, let me think, It's a Girl. It has just a drop. I'm wondering where it fits on the color wheel. I wonder where my color wheel is. Here we go. Yes, Do-Si Do is a red orange. So there's your reds. It's a Girl, Cotton Candy are pinks in the red family. Do-Si Do has like a drop of orange in it. It's more in the red family pink, but it has a drop of orange. I didn't want to say that until I really knew. So it kind of reminds me of like saltwater taffy and like those colors maybe of Distress. But it's really a pretty color. I think it doesn't get enough use in my craft room or in others. I think it's a really pretty pink color. Okay. Let's do chiffon. I normally try to gauge it when I'm making a rainbow. It's like halfway through, I want yellow and green to meet, right? That's normally, but I've got a couple of other colors, so I'm doing yellow a little bit further up. This is chiffon. Gail. Oh, thanks, Gail. It really, you know, especially when you're die cutting a sentiment, it doesn't need to be perfect. So we just want to make sure we have enough ink on there so that, you know, when it fades back a little bit, it still looks bright and cheery. There's chiffon. Let's do In the Park. I want to make sure I definitely leave room for the pretty indigos and the cummerbund. How pretty is that? Love it. I think you can't go wrong for a pretty rainbow in a birthday card, right? I don't care what time of the year it is. I love a good rainbow. Okay, let's do some cummerbund. Trying to think what color this one was. Not sure. Did I do that one? I didn't mark mine, so I don't know. I need to mark my brushes so I know what color's what. This is cummerbund. It's a very light blue. If cummerbund fits on the color wheel, it's a blue-green. So it's blue, but it's got a drop of green in it. It's a good turquoisey color. And you know I love turquoise. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Okay, let's do Serenade and then we'll see if we can get a drop of drive-in, but I don't think it's gonna work. So we'll just make you know what? We'll make Serenade. Look how bright that is. We'll leave it at that and blend it just a little bit up. We don't need cummerbund to be so big. We want to make sure we get that in there. Isn't that pretty? I love Serenade and Drive-In. There. What do you think? Lovely. Now, let's cut this hooray out. Oh, wait a minute. I have to talk about this. Guess who got another die cutting machine? I did. Because I have to tell you, the Switch and I never had a good relationship. First, I'm going to pull this off and clean off my mat. I just never loved it, to be honest. My plates warped, and some things I couldn't get to die cut well, and I just didn't want to have to fight with it. And then you know, I got a Gemini Junior. Really like that. The plate's still warped. I just sprayed this with water, and I'm just wiping it down now with my microfiber lint-free rag. I really liked it. The plate's still warped, and it was also, you know, a smaller one because it was a junior, not too small. So I finally, after Christmas, Anna Griffin was having a sale. And with all the fantastic things I've heard about the Empress machine, I took advantage of the sale and I bought the full-size one. And I have to tell you, I've been using it for, over a week now. I love it. I loved my Vagabond. I loved it for years and years, but I might love this even more. It has a plate. Now see, this is on my sticky mat. It's got a plate, and then it's got this magnetic plate. And the only thing is, where did I put my die? Here it is. I love how magnetic this is. You put it, I mean, it holds it. Like seriously, I got it on my sticky mat. It's on there. So you do have to be careful when you're lining up. And lots of times I will tape it before I put it down. I use my Post-it paper tape. Gail says she's got the mini one. I know Diana does too. She convinced me how much she loves it. So I'm going to tape this down. Look how pretty this is going to be. I'm going to make sure we get some of that, of all the pretty colors in there. I'm going to tape it like this and hold it down. Hold it with my hands, right? And then just put it down like that. So, uh-oh, wait a minute. Let's do 2 pieces and then I'll be sure. I don't want it to move on me. Okay. There. Then you put this plate on. And let me run it through. I mean, everybody said the plates don't work. They work just a teeny tiny bit. Not that much at all. Like seriously, I cannot believe. And it cuts everything, that, like pretty much the first run through. Look at this. Fantastic. I am impressed with my Empress. Let's just say that. Okay. So I cannot say enough about this machine. I love it so far. I could not be more pleased. And I wish I had gotten it a long time ago. Okay. So now that I've got the tape on here, let's get the tape off. Now, here's the other thing. You know, the other thing with this big hooray die, think how pretty it would be to create a shaker card. You could create, I know someone on the team made an infinity shaker card. Look how pretty. Look how pretty that is. Now, we could take it totally to the next level if we wanted to and use some of the confetti stencils and redo the colors just darker over it to give a little bit more something something. You could use the paper glitz to give it some sparkle and even some grittiness, you know, some dimension to it. Let's see what it looks like now. Look, now, here's what I wanted to say. That would be fantastic. Wouldn't that be pretty? Just fine the way it is. Here's a tip that I wish I had thought to do on my other card. Create a drop shadow. It will take it to the next level. I want you to see this. Let's do it one in black, and I want to do one in black because I think you'll really see it pop. Let me see if I have some black cardstock right here. Creating a shadow, which just means double cut it, cut another one. Here's a piece. We'll put it on a black card base and make it pop even more. Now you have to remember, this cut takes almost the entire front. Look how sticky my palette is. So if we trim this background card down, you don't want to trim it much, right? Because that is an A2 size panel. So let's take this and let's run it back through the Empress and die cut it again to create a shadow. You see what I'm saying? Okay, this comes up. I'm lining it up here so I know it'll be good. I don't have to tape this one down. It's going to stick to my paint palette again. I knew I shouldn't do that. I'm just lazy and don't want to move it. So, but this is how sticky it is now. Okay. I'm going to do it off screen because I'm too lazy and I don't want to move the palette. Okay. Okay, so while I'm running this through, I need you all. Like I said, we have a few seats left, like 10. So if you've got friends who are thinking about coming, it's time to go strong arm them, right? Tell them they don't want to miss it. And the thing is, I know the economy is really not good for some people, and everybody is watching where they spend their crafty budgets. And I know, like Simon says, is having create and everything. But I really think you guys who come to the retreat, you know that nothing else compares. I mean, you know, for almost the same money as some other retreats, you get 7 workshops and all the supplies and swag and, you know, just so much. And we have so much fun. And I realize it's takes a lot of money to come and to get the hotel room and travel, but we have so much fun, and I really try to make it worth it. And I don't think anybody will ever regret it when they come. So you are the best cheerleaders to recruit people. And by filling those last like 10 seats, it doesn't seem like much, but it does make the difference in some of the things that I want to do that I've got planned. But if we don't get the numbers and have it in the budget, I can't do some of it. Look at that. Look at the difference. What do you think? See the difference in that large die? It's pretty, right? It's pretty, no doubt about it. But you go from oh to look. Oh yeah. Look how cute. Ton of difference. So think about these things, you know, when you're using a large focal point die. I mean, it went to, oh, pretty, to, ooh, now that pops, right? And then we put it on a black card base. Now, remember, if you're cutting this down, look how, especially with the drop shadow, how close it goes. You just maybe want 1/8 of an inch all the way around, if that, because I don't know that I want to cut anything off now. So think about that. It does. Hi, Betsy. How are you? The shadow makes all the difference in the world. And that's why after I had already completed this card, there wasn't a lot of room to do much, but I wish I'd put the shadow on it. Here's one other idea that I had for this die, and I still want to try it. I think if you cut out an extra one, don't ink blend it yet. Let's say you cut out 2 out of white. We could take scissors and cut out the, you know, first cut out a who, and then cut out the ray. And what if we made a slimline card out of it? Hooray. Wouldn't that be cute? Die cut this out of the front of a panel, like I said, and make a shaker card. Make an infinity shaker card, because everybody loves a shaker card for their birthday, right? And then you can use your lick the bowl sentiments. Where did they go? You can say hooray. Someone, I think, even took one of the little cupcakes from the birthday set and fussy cut it, and then put one of the sentiment strips right in the middle, right? Here's a yummy treat for someone so sweet. Cookies make it better. Life is short, make it sweet. All those things. Or the happy birthday sentiment from the cupcakes one, right here in the middle. How fun is that? Yes, it did, Anne. See, it just made it pop. So there's some really good tips I've given you on how to use a large focal point die. And definitely keep in perspective, like the size of, keep looking at it. How much is it going to take up? Like I said, as much as I want to cut this background die down so you can see a little bit of the black card base, I don't think I would. If anything, you know what you could do is cut a little bit off the top and cut a little bit off the bottom. So you just see the black at the top and the bottom. That might look good for shadows. So think about that. Could have cut this out of silver, but nothing looks better than black. I mean, it really makes it pop. What do you guys think? You could put a little glaze on here to give it sparkle, all kinds of things. Or even have a little critter. Yes. There are some cute critter stamps with the release too. Really cute. Anything like that. So, what do you guys think? There's my paper palette that I have. I tell you what, I've loved it. Look how sticky it is. Like, you got to be prepared that everything's going to stick to it. But when you're working ink blending, like those stencils and ink blending this, I mean, it doesn't move. I love it. I have to say, I really have been loving my paper pouncers and my paper palettes. So cute, cute, cute. Those are my ideas for using large focal point dies. Anybody have any other questions? Anybody have any questions about the craft retreat before we go? We're just about at an hour, and look at that. I pretty much created a card. Yay. Of course, I had half of it done before we went live, right? Any questions? Let's see. Diana says, what did you say? There's a paint splatter on my screen and I can't read that word. What's your question, Diana? Anybody? Yes. Is it time to go yet? Oh, for the retreat? Don't I wish, Donna, but I've got a lot of work to do. We've gotten some swag in. Wow embossing powders have again given you 2 embossing powders for swag. Isn't that fantastic? 2 embossing powders, and they're so cute. So those came in. The Catherine Pooler, I can put my face on if you want. Catherine Pooler, like I said, she's going to be the grand opener for the entire retreat with the goodies she sent the other day. Like I said, 2 stamp sets from Catherine. Thank you so much, Catherine. Let me think what else has come in. Ooh, you are getting swag specially created for you, the Nashville Craft Retreat from Crafty Meraki. Thank you, Bindu. She's creating something just for us for swag. Everybody's going to get it. And and then something else from ThermoWeb is going to be in swag. So I'm really excited. So swag is going well, and all the things that everybody's creating, like, I think we pretty much have it planned. Oh, Donna, yes. Is that the 22nd? Everybody say a prayer for Donna. She's having her back surgery on the 22nd, right, Donna? Bonnie, did you fall at Christmas? I didn't know. I know you weren't feeling well. But everybody say, did you decide on teas? Well, Elizabeth, it's not an either or. You can probably pick what you want. I mean, t-shirts are always like the basic for the retreat, but that poll I put out, was just like, if I had that in my Etsy store, would anybody be interested in it? I'm not a huge fan of zip-up hoodies, but I realize why zip-up hoodies are really good when you go to a retreat, because it can be cold and then it gets hot. So you have to be able to take it off easily, and no one wants to take a sweatshirt over their head. So all those ideas, long sleeve t-shirts, zip-up hoodies, aprons were things that I might sell separate, like in my store. And then the t-shirts, we always offer a t-shirt that it's optional. You could purchase if you want, with the logo. I think this year they're going to be a little bit different because it might have the logo or a design that's more geared towards this year's party theme. So I'm so excited about the party theme. Like, I can't even tell you. There's just so many good things going on. What else? Anybody else have any questions about the retreat? If you have never been to the Nashville Craft Retreat, it's an extravaganza. We begin with Wednesday night. We do a meet and greet party with sweet treats and games that help people get to know each other. So if you come all by yourself, do not be intimidated. There are so many people who come by themselves And by the end, they have a whole group of friends. And like even that very first night, they meet friends. So they have someone to sit with the very next day and they become lifelong friends. So, do not be intimidated to come by yourself. We also have a private Facebook group that you can ask if anybody needs a roommate or wants to ride together in an Uber down to the hotel. And everybody is so welcoming and friendly and everybody works together. And so, oh no, Bonnie really fell and hurt herself. Bonnie, I'm glad you're starting to feel better. I'm thinking it'll be a PJ party, Anne, but I don't know. Is everybody sick of the PJ party theme for the meet and greet? We always have a theme meet and greet. I really want to do a disco, but I don't know. Everybody kind of likes the pajamas. Oh, hi, Joanne. Yes, and my Etsy store is Everyday Expressions. At Etsy, Joanne. There's not much there right now. It's just my 2 paper collections and some beads, some sequin mixes. Anne says she wants something different. I am open to ideas. I don't know. I would love to do a 70s party, but I think some people might not want to do that. PJs are always good. So I don't know what we'll do for party hats. We can do a birthday party theme, come dressed for a birthday party, right? And bring your best party hat. I love to see all the costumes everybody comes up with. So we do a theme, normally PJ party meet and greet with sweet treats and games, and you can earn tickets, raffle tickets for all the oh my gosh, you guys, the giveaways. I have some fantastic sponsors. We have some new sponsors this year, and I'm so excited, and fantastic giveaways. So then the next day, normally we have a theme day every day. You don't have to participate if you don't want to. But Thursday, we craft all day and have games. I'm hoping to have games in the evening this year. And, we had planned them last year and then we didn't get to it. We planned bingo and we didn't get to it. And I'm dying to play bingo. Then Friday, we craft all day and then we have the card cafe, which is like make and takes and try, just self-selected things. We already have some of this year, we're going to have more things at the card cafe. We have make and takes and just like exploration of new things. And Kelly Taylor's teaching the advanced Copic class. She'll be teaching a beginner Copic class with our favorite Sweet November coloring stamps. We love Sweet November. Amy's going to design something special for us along the party theme. Kelly will be teaching the beginner easy coloring during the day for our regular workshop. And then she'll be teaching advanced coloring during the card cafe. And then we'll have all kinds of other things going on, make and takes and exploration things. And really, I'm excited about some of the things we're doing at the card cafe. And then we craft all day Saturday. And I can tell you this year, I will tell you this, PJs are hard for me since I drive to the event. I get funny looks. Joanne, you just tell them it's okay. You look even funnier dressed for the 70s disco, right? Well, that's the get to know you bingo, Bonnie. And then I really want to play bingo on the first night. I can tell you this. The boots, cowboy boots and t-shirts day will now be on Saturday because it'll look good for our group picture, right? We always take our group picture, and I have a special thing planned for you Saturday. This is another reason we need to get 10 more people, y'all, because I have a super sweet treat special thing planned on Saturday. So I need to be able to do it because Ricardo's sick of hearing me talk about it and how excited I am. So Saturday will be our cowboy boots and t-shirts. And then we'll have other theme days on Thursday and Friday. So that'll help you guys plan. So everybody give me some ideas for our theme party then. Meet and greet. If you don't want PJs, I need some good ideas. I'm open to them. So any other questions? Anybody have any questions? Here's the other thing. If you're new to the Nashville Craft Retreat, The registration cost covers catered lunches. And because the hotel offers breakfast and dinner and cocktail cards, you really don't need to pay for one other thing once you get to the hotel, because we're a non-selling event. You do not need to worry about food, as long as you're a little flexible, because it might not be exactly what you want. But remember, we cater really good lunches too. So because the hotel does breakfast, we do lunch. The hotel does dinner and cocktails and coffee and soda and stuff, popcorn in the afternoon, and we have sweet treats in the afternoon. You really technically never need to spend another dime once you get to the hotel and you've paid your registration. You don't have to worry about food. If you're a registered guest of the hotel, it's all included, right? So, you have to get there and you need to pay for your hotel, but you don't have to ever worry about another dime for food or purchasing anything, because we're a non-selling event. So, Laura, I have even better lunches planned this year. I'm really excited. We're going to have, I'm going to tell you this, as long as I can get them there, hopefully a Nashville favorite barbecue. So we're going to have a barbecue day. It's going to be so good. I went and tried it out because I'd never tried it before. So I need to actually contact them and make sure they can cater. So anything else? Yes, plenty of food. You do not leave hungry at all. Lots of giveaways, swag, 7 workshops with all the things you need to go home and recreate all those cards. Printed step-by-step instructions for sure. There's just so much, seriously. Games, themes. And this year, I got to tell you, I am so excited this year, you guys, for this theme. Decorations, it just is going to be over the top extravaganza. So I don't know how we'll ever outdo this year. So please recruit some friends, okay? And anything else? Any questions? Let me know what you think about themes, and we'll definitely be looking into adding some merchandise for the Nashville Craft Retreat too. Oh my gosh, the gifts we have planned, everybody gets like a welcome gift, and you get a gift from us, and I'm just so excited this year. It's going to be fantastic. The sponsoring workshop sponsors are designing special things, all of them for us. So I'm just so excited. I do not have a specific color, Bonnie. I think it's going to be the tie-dye, like you've seen in a lot of my posts. I'm kind of excited about the tie-dye look. So, pastel tie-dye, look, pastel tie-dye. Think of pastel tie-dye. And I even found t-shirts that are pastel tie-dyed. I'm loving it for the birthday theme. So that's what I can pretty much guarantee. I already talked to the t-shirt company, pastel tie-dyes. They say they can get them. So I'm excited. It'll be something completely different. Oh no, Joanne. Well, maybe next year. Get her next year, right? Okay. You guys, thanks for joining me. I really liked this. I like talking about, tips and tricks for large focal point dies. Go check out the new Picket Fence Studio release. There is something sweet for everyone in it. And I just love what we created together tonight. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you to Brenda for letting us use her card as a something fantastic to look at. Those are mine. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye now. Have a great week. Stay warm and stay safe if it's icy.